Good day. So today we are going to discuss the third type of ambiguity from William Empson's 7 types of ambiguity. Before we discuss the third type of ambiguity, let us first know what an ambiguity is. An ambiguity is the quality or the state of being ambiguous, especially in meaning. When we say that something is ambiguous, the meaning of something, it could be a word, a phrase, or a sentence, or even a poem as a whole, is open to more than one interpretation. It is when a word or expression can be understood in 2 or more possible ways. Going to the discussion of the third type. The third type of ambiguity occurs when 2 apparently unconnected meanings are given simultaneously. So may dalawang magkaibang mga kahulugan yung pinapakita ng sabay sa pamamagitan ng isang salita o kaya naman ay sa isang statement mismo. The third type will also discuss puns, generalized forms, allegories, mutual comparisons, and pastoral poems. An ambiguity of the third type is considered as a verbal matter, occurs when 2 ideas which are connected only by being both relevant in the context can be given in one word simultaneously. This is often done by reference to derivation. So an ambiguity of the third type is when a word or can contain 2 different meanings that are only relevant on the context that is being said. Yung derivation ay, ito yung, this refers to the formation of a word and its development. 2 different ideas binded by the context, all enclosed in a single word. Para mas maintindihan natin, may example na binigay si William Empson. Ayan. Delilah is that specious monster, my accomplished snare. So let us break down every word para makita natin kung yung ambiguity dun sa line na yun, at para makita natin yung dalawang apparent meanings that can be seen in a word. Ayan. The word specious means something that is beautifully or attractively wrong, something deceptive. Ayun, yung isang salita, meron siyang dalawang ibig sabihin. Yung isa ay positibo, tapos isa naman ay negatibo, bali nagbabanggaan yung dalawang ideya sa loob ng isang salita. Ayan. Sa context na nagbabind sa kanya, relevant siya dun sa pagdedescribe kay Delilah. Dahil alam naman natin na si Delilah ay yung naging sanhi nung nung downfall ni Samson, di ba? Sunod naman ay yung monster. Yung salitang monster, ito ay something unnatural, something disastrous. Again, describing Delilah for how could something so beautiful bring such a disastrous omen. So, bumabangga ulit siya dun sa, maliban dun sa banggaan dun sa loob ng salitang monster, meron din siyang banggaan ng idea dun sa naunang salita, dun sa specious. The idea partially clashes but still creates a bond with the word and the idea of being specious. Dahil, ayun nga, disastrous, balik tayo dito. Ayun, yung monster ay something wrong, parang kumbaga, imahe siya ng hindi magandang bagay. Ayan. Hindi siya nalalayo dito sa yung something wrong, something ugly ay hindi siya nalalayo dun sa monster. Tapos diba sinabi rin na may accomplished snare. Si Delilah daw yung accomplished snare ni Samson. So ano yung na-accomplish ni Delilah? Bilang yung snare ay isa siyang bitag, isa siyang ginagamit sa hunt, pang-impair ng movements pang-impair ng halimbawa hayop, ganun. Ayan. Delilah is that snare that impairs Samson and leads him to his downfall. So ayun nga. Dahil kay Delilah ay siya yung nag-cause ng downfall ni Samson. Siya yung gumupit sa buhok niya. Tapos, pagkatapos natin i-breakdown yung ambiguity dun sa bawat salita, ay makita rin natin yung ambiguity dun sa buong linya, di ba? Yung dalawang idea na nagko-collide, there are two ideas that are colliding. Sobrang ironic niya. Tapos, pero may sense pa, dahil hindi siya kumbaga yung dalawang idea ay hindi nalalayo dahil alam natin yung context kung bakit siya sinasabi. Ayan, Delilah is that specious monster. Delilah is that specious, beautiful yet deceiving is also the accomplished snare. The monster has become what catches it. Or this could show Samson as the monster with great strength and Delilah being the captivating snare. The image of the hunt is clearly depicted. A monster and a snare appears in the mind of the reader. Ayan. May yung contradiction ng mga salita. Tapos pupunta naman tayo dun sa contradiction ng buong linya. Tapos ayun yung nag-aalaw sa kanya para maging ambiguous, para maging open dun sa iba't ibang interpretation. Ayan. But amidst all the possible interpretations, all these ambiguities, the reader ought to be aware of the distinction of the two meanings that are in a single word. And even with the whole line itself, the two meanings of a word is what leads to two parts of the narrative. So basically, dapat maging aware yung mambabasa na hindi lang iisa yung ibig sabihin ng mga linya, ng mga salita. Maaari siyang magbunga, mag-branch out sa iba't ibang pagkakahulugan na maaaring mag-lead dun sa iba't ibang parts ng narrative. Pero ayun nga, maging aware din dun sa context na nagbabind dun sa dalawang meanings kung bakit siya sinasabi. Ayan. The use of a word that could imply two or more meanings could mean that these two meanings are in a sense connected with each other. And going back to the line describing Delilah, Samson could have said it in other ways like, she is beautiful but she is deceiving though, but she is still what would cause my defeat. Pero yung pag sinabi niya yun, masyadong madaming sasabihin. Tsaka hindi siya ganun kasing striking nung Delilah is that specious monster, my accomplished snare. Dahil ayun yung pagtitimpi, yung pagtitimpi dun sa mga salita, kumbaga nagiging impedance, kumbaga nagiging hadlang siya dun sa, kumbaga parang hadlang dun sa pag-access agad nung meaning nung isang linya, nung isang po. Ayun yung nagiging parang dagdag parang poetic device. Ayan. By these words, it shows even though that Delilah is Samson's downfall, Love is still present. It is just concealed beneath these words. So ayun nga yung pagtitimpi dun sa yung pagtitipid dun sa salita ay ayun, kinoconceal niya yung emotion ni Samson kahit na ayun nga siguro naman hindi siya natutuwa dun sa nangyayari sa kanya, pero ayun, meron pa ring bahid, may bahid pa rin ng pagmamahal dun sa linya. And these words may contain two meanings that are apparently distinct from each other, but these two meanings are bounded by the context of why it is being said, like a fabric being woven with different colors of threads, but still creates the same cloth. Ayan, ambiguity is supposed to capture the interest. If ambiguity does not capture the interest of the reader, then what is the sense? So, tulad ng lahat ng literary device, lahat ng ipinapasok sa literature, yung defamiliarization, ganyan. Halimbawa, ang aim niya ay maging focus yung salita, maging focus yung language, di ba? Para mas, kumbaga, i-unravel yung mga meanings dun sa isang salita, sa isang text. An ambiguity is supposed to capture the attention of the reader for it to be effective. It must capture the reader's attention and let the reader focus on the words. Allow them to unravel the diverging meanings behind each word. So, the consciousness. This type of ambiguity, yung puns, yung third type of ambiguity, requires the awareness of the reader. The reader must be aware that an ambiguity exists within the words. The reader must be conscious that varying ideas are compressed in a single word. So, yun nga, meron dalawa o marami pang mga idea na nakapaloob sa isang salita lamang. Maaari na, yun nga, yung isang salita ay maaaring i-interpret sa napakaraming ibig sabihin. If the reader is not aware that there is a pun, it might seem trivial, or it could imply, it could simply be, it could be justified as something that is simply narrated directly. Kumbaga ay, ayun nga, magmumukhang plain kung hindi siya aware dun sa salita na meron siyang ibig sabihin na iba o maaari siyang magbunga ng ibang ibig sabihin. Ang dating niya ay parang nagnanarrate lang siya, hindi siya, kumbaga, ayun nga, trivial lang. Plain, napaka-plain lang nung halimbawa nung tula. Dapat alam mo na nagbabranch out siya sa iba't ibang ibig sabihin. Ayan. So, ayan. Once that we are aware of the pun, of the ambiguity that exists, now we must know what aspect of the pun are we supposed to focus on. So, dito ay dapat mas pag-aware na tayo dun sa pun na merong ambiguity na nangyayari. Sunod ay saan natin itutuon yung pansin natin? Mag-focus tayo dun sa existence ng pun mismo at hindi lang dun sa salita na nagbabranch out, nag-contain ng maraming meanings. In reading ambiguities, the focus must be on the idea that two meanings are fitted into a single word. Focus on the existence of the pun. Ayun na, sabi ko. It is the pun, yung ambiguity dun sa salita, talagang mangyayari siya dahil, ayun nga, it is definitely going to possess two or more possible meanings. Redirect the focus on the idea that two meanings are present in a single word. Tapos, kapag alam na natin, di ba, alam nating dalawang pagkakahulugan yung naka-enclose dun sa isang salita. Ano yung ibig sabihin nun? Ano yung magiging epekto nun dun sa tula? Tapos, ayun, saan ba tayo dinadala nung ambiguities na nangyayari? Saan to patungo? O kaya, ano ba yung relation ng dalawang meaning? Diba? Meron silang, tandaan palagi natin yung context na nagbabind sa kanilang dalawa. Yung ano sa kanila. Kaya sila nasa isang salita. Tapos nun, syempre, kung may yung consciousness dun sa ambiguity, parte rin nun yung unconscious. Dahil hindi siya magiging ambiguous kung alam na agad natin yung mga maaaring kahulugan niya. Hindi na siya, wala ng sense of uncertainty, wala ng sense of kumbaga yung misteryo, hindi naman misteryo, maaaring maging ibig sabihin na iba't iba pa. Yan. If we are conscious of the varying meanings that may arise in the word, it deducts the sense of ambiguity. Nababawasan yung ambiguity kasi alam na natin yung mga maaaring ibig sabihin. Yun nga, nagtutunog trivial lang siya, nagiging plain. There must be something that we do not know. Yan. For one must continually feel doubtful about the antithesis involving the idea of the unconscious. So, ano ba yung hindi natin alam? Palagi nating tanungin yung hindi natin alam. The clear distinction of things, yun nga, yung pagiging, yung nababawasan yung, sobrang distinct ng pagkakadescribe, yung alam natin yung ibig sabihin ng mga bagay-bagay ay nababawasan niya yung impedance dun sa pag-access ng meaning. Yung upon is effective when the reader does not create strong bond between the two parts of the pun. It may be associated, but there must be a sense of distortion, a blur. And this means that creating ambiguity is creating a gap between the meanings but still relevant from each other. So, hindi naman sinasabi na ay yun na, yung magkahiwalay yung meanings na maaring mag-arise, pero dapat ay may resemblance pa rin na nangyayari. Kumbaga may link yung yung nangyayari between dun sa dalawang imahe, dun sa dalawang meanings. Ayan. So, attention to the setting. So, sa pan, hindi hiwala yung setting. Ayun nga, yung context kung bakit siya sinasabi. There would be instances that the pun would be expected. Yung, ayun nga, may mga panahon na ine-expect natin yung pun mag-a-arise siya at some point. Ayun, makikita natin siya agad. Para bang, ayun nga, sobrang smooth lang. Magmumukhang trivial ulit siya. Like a paved road effortlessly, leading the reader to the two possible ways of perceiving the situation. This is why the setting is important. It would be the key that would make the pun effective. Ayan. The pun as a crucial point and not being separated from the setting. A pun that can be recognized easily is not as easy as it seems. So, ayun nga, maaaring makita natin yung pun kaagad, makita natin yung ambiguity dun sa isang salita kaagad, makita natin yung dalawang meaning na nag-a-arise sa isang salita. Pero maaaring hindi siya ganun kadali, 'di ba? Meron pa rin nakakumple, may mga hindi pa rin tayo maaari pang ibunga na makikita natin dun sa pagtingin sa setting. Yan. It can be justified by the derivation, the emergence of meanings coming from a word. So, hindi hiwalay yung pagdederive ng meaning, yung derivation dun sa setting. Dahil kapag alam natin yung context, yung setting, malalaman natin kung ano yung mga posible na malapit na meanings na pwede nating i-associate dun sa word na ibinigay sa isang, halimbawa sa isang teksto, sa isang tula. Ayan, halimbawa dito, masyadong masyado siyang completely justified yung salita. Ayun na, nakukuha na yung meaning, yung derivation. Tapos, nawawala yung sense of ambiguity, yung pun. Ayan, when thou poor excommunicate from all the joys of love shalt see the full reward and glorious fate, which my strong faith shall purchase me, then curse shine down on inconsistency. This poem, for example, the word excommunicate is almost a pun. But it did not achieve it because it justifies the rest of the poem instead of showing excommunicate. The word excommunicate as someone that is disregarded or neglected. It has been justified as being excommunicate, being being banished in terms of the church. It was used to show only the image of religion and not another idea. So ayun nga, dahil yung term ng excommunicate ay technical term siya, kumbaga technical term siya sa sense ng relihiyon. Kumbaga yung makikita mo lang na imahe dun sa buong linya ay image nung, halimbawa, nung simbahan, nung pagiging excommunicado sa isang simbahan. Ayan. Puns may also be justified by connection of the words that are used in a poem and not just by the derivation of every word. In this poem by Andrew Marvell, a dialogue between the resolved soul and created pleasure. Ayan, babasahin ko yung tula. Had I but any time to lose, on this I would it all dispose. Cease tempter. No one can chain a mind whom this sweet cordage cannot bind. So, napaka-hyperbolic nung collision ng mga ideas regarding chains at chords. Yung chains, alam naman natin siya ay metal, gawa sa bakal, iron. Tapos, ayun, kung in a literal sense, di ba? Kaya namang i-chain ng chain. Pwede naman i-chain yung utak. At least tanggalin mo, di ba? Morbid, napaka-morbid. Whom this sweet cordage cannot bind. So, ayun nga, hindi, yung utak nga, hindi siya mabind ng chain. Paano pa kaya yung cord? Yung cord in terms of, yung cord na rope. Pero, ayun nga, makikita natin yung banggaan dun sa dalawang salita, yung chain tsaka cordage, yung maaring meanings na mag-arise dun sa dalawang salita. Pero hindi pa natin, ayun nga, makita natin yung paglalaro dun sa salitang cordage. Dahil ito ay, ayun nga, kumbaga ito ay regarding sa music eh. Kumbaga, ayun, yung chord na rope, hindi tayo sigurado kung ang tinutukoy ba ay yung chord na rope o yung chord na in musical terms, diba, yung sama-samang nota para makaubuo ng chord. Maaari ding makita natin, diba, yung chord na rope ay sama-samang threads yan na, ayun, makikita natin yung derivation ng meaning. Meaning, the musical chord can bind can bind the soul like ropes. A derivation of the word chord is observed. Ayun nga, paglalaro dun sa chord, salitang chord, yung paggamit ng isang salita na magba-branch out ng iba't ibang meaning. Excuse me. Ayun nga, upon in a nutshell, he seems to claim only to be saying one thing, even when one does not know which of the two he is saying. And Emson says, ayun nga, sabi ni Emson, yun nga, makikita natin dun sa binasa nating poem na hindi tayo sigurado kung ano ba yung sinasabi talaga niya. Iisa lang ba yung, ano ba dun yung meaning ano bang meaning yung dapat nating makita. Pero ayun nga, makita natin yung dalawa. Tapos ayun nga, nakita ko lang din na yung ganda nung ambiguity, yung ganda ng pun. Kasi ayun, the beauty of a pun is that you'll never know which from the two meanings is the one that is really meant, or is there even something that was meant in a pun? Or is it just an exhibition of the poet's ability to impose varying meanings in a single word? Ayun nga, yung sa paggamit ng mga ambiguous na salita, maaari tayong makakuha nung iba't ibang meaning. Maaari nating makita yung hindi lang